Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. A new brewery alert on the channel. New year, same me, new brewery. Little Willow Brewing Company. They're in Massachusetts. This beer is called Year Round, and this is a per the label double dry hopped New England IPA, and it is all Citra because the label tells us it's Citra. That's how I know that. Let's talk about. I don't look things up ahead of time. I would have no idea that this was all Citra if it didn't say it on the can. 7% alcohol by volume. It says they're in Florence, Massachusetts, but it says it's brewed under a special agreement in Oxford, Connecticut. So I don't know if someone contract brews this. I have no idea. But yeah, beer comes courtesy of my man Kelly. I appreciate you, sir. It was canned on December 16th. So time of recording, it is about 3 weeks in the can. That's probably perfect for a New England style double dry hopped IPA. If this is for some reason your first review you've ever seen of mine, welcome. Citra is the first hop I ever fell in love with, and holy shit, this beer is hazy AF. Citra, I think, is my favorite hop. It's probably the GOAT for me. But yeah, I don't know anything about Little Willow. I do know when I posted a picture of getting these beers on my Instagram, I think it was either Mike or Dan from FLX messaged me and said Little Willow is really underrated, or maybe he said it's like a not talked about gem, something like that. So I'm excited to drink this. I always love trying new beers. I mean, Treehouse really sparked my love for New England IPA back in the day. I don't drink many hazy beers anymore these days, but I'll give this one a shot for sure if Kelly thought it was worth sharing. So that looked extremely turbid when I was pouring it, but it doesn't look crazy in the glass. It looks like pineapple juice. And as we were talking, there's about a finger of bright white head. It is dissipating a little bit. It looks like a New England style IPA, that's for sure, playa. But yeah, Citra for me, still the hop that I go back to and just love, love, love. Mount Rushmore hop for me. Citra, Nelson, Mosaic, and I don't know what it used to be Galaxy. But Galaxy has sucked balls the last 3 or 4 years. Maybe Strata's up there now. I don't know. Amarillo's awesome. Who knows? But Citra is the one that just really, really like got my love of IPAs going years ago. So let's smell this thing. Ooh, this smells fucking really good. This immediately has that, I know it's Massachusetts and I know we were just talking about them, but back in the day when I first smelled Treehouse beers, they had this yeasty bubblegum character. This has that. But it is grapefruit for days. And like pithy orange, it almost, I know you can't smell something that you taste, but if I always talk about with really hoppy, hazy beer, sometimes it tastes like when you drink orange juice after you brush your teeth, it smells like it's going to taste like that. It is just intensely hoppy. So 3 weeks in the can, what I'm drinking at is probably wheelhouse for this beer. I would say dead fresh, this thing was probably maybe astringent. I don't know. This almost smells like it could be hot burny. It is just wildly aromatic. It is very intense. But just so much citrus fruit and that yeasty bubblegum thing. And just like white Wonder Bread. It might be a touch cold too. It was freaking like, I don't want to say it was freezing here. I live in North County, San Diego. And so when I say it's freezing in January, like people in Massachusetts are probably like, fuck you. But it was like in the 50s, so it's not very warm out in my garage. So even though I let this sit out for 10 minutes, it's not as warm as I'd like it. But it almost smells like orange Starburst. So let's go and taste it. Kelly, cheers. Appreciate you, bro. That is every bit as intense on the palate as what it smells like. Yeah, dude, I'm dead fresh. This thing had to be like extremely like hot burny. It had to have been. This almost goes astringent even at 3 weeks in the can. It's crazy. It has so much grapefruit pith and orange peel. It's citrus zest for days. But the cool thing about this beer is, and I talk about it with hazy beer these days, the thing that kind of got me off of hazy beers is they were just very sweet. And they just got to be like heavy and sugary. This has like an awesome bitter bite mid palate, and it stays all the way through the finish. It is like biting into an orange when you start to peel it, or like biting into a grapefruit if you were to peel it. It has that just zesty bitterness that just lingers on your tongue. I love that. There's just waves of like tangerine juice. Yeah, I would say it's more on like the sweet kind of citrus, like sweet tangerine, sweet orange, but with so much, almost like lemon zest too. So much citrus zest middle of your palate, and then it finishes with like that just sweet kind of white bread thing. The mouthfeel, this one's dope. It's got that creamy mouthfeel. It's chewy. For 7%, I like that in a hazy beer, especially with that bitterness. This is really, really good. Admittedly, I'd said it, I'm not a big hazy beer drinker anymore, but this reminds me of the like intensely hoppy hazy beers that I love so much from like Monkish and Green Cheek, North Park, what the dudes on the West Coast are doing. This has that. This is not juice. This is a hazy beer. This is really, really good. It's fucking awesome. Again, I'm partial to Citra. Your mileage may vary when it comes to this, but I'm now wondering if they make this same beer just with different hops. Like I would love an all Mosaic beer of this, or I would love an all Nelson beer of this just to see what it tastes like. Really, really, really good stuff. So Kelly, I appreciate you introducing me to Little Willow. Fan freaking tastic. So that's your round from the dudes. It looks like his name is Kyle, because it says cheers, Kyle, the founder of Little Willow Brewing. Hi, Kyle. Your beer is awesome. So yeah, you guys have any Little Willow? Let's talk about it. I would love to hear more about them. Obviously, I didn't know anything about them. Never had their beer. Don't get it out here. So if there's any other Little Willow beer I should be on the lookout for at some point via trade or something, let me know. So that is it. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the view so I can bring bad news to all these